in the 60s, they talked about teacher-proof curricula. Quote, that is, designing curriculum materials that were so prescriptive and detailed that they could not fail to be effective. That illusory aspiration has long passed, and most people today recognize that professional direction is needed in teaching, just as it is in virtually every other professional field. If recipes for teaching were adequate, teacher education programs would be unnecessary, end quote. And that is from page 149 and 150. And that is such a good quote. If all we needed to do was design like the perfect lesson plan, then why would we even need to have teaching professionals? We could just hire paraprofessionals or random people from off the street, pay them minimum wage and just say, hey, make sure kids aren't throwing things and let the curriculum do the work for you. But that's not how teaching works. As somebody who has taught every grade, kindergarten through doctoral student, I can say that I've always had to modify things because some kids are just not interested in a subject area and other kids might be really interested in it. Some kids are having a bad day because maybe they fractured their foot jumping off the swing set, like I did when I was a kid. And other kids are experiencing racism in the schools, and it's going unchecked and unnoticed by adults. There are so many factors that influence how kids come into the classroom and experience the intended or designed learning. We need to take these into account, just like we take into account prior experience. So we're supposed to be able to modify and adjust based on how experienced or less experienced students are, but everybody's going to come in at a different level. Granted, the scale might be shorter for some groups or classes where it's like, okay, well, the students' like ability level between 100, let's say it's like between 40 and 50, and they all come in within that range. But other times it might be between like 10 and 90. I've had students in the computer science classes that I've taught who have literally never seen or touched a computer before. So as an 8th grader that I'm thinking of. And then other students who go home and program on their weeknights and weekends, etc. That kind of a spread in a computer science class is something we have to be able to account for. And so modifying lessons is important.